390 Wagon Master here. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a CPI WM1000. Okay, we'll take a look at the meter. Front panel features are power on off, check battery switch, peak and average, a range control for the RF power meter 20, 200, and 1000 watts, SWR calibrate and read, and then we have modulation, calibrate and read. These are actually, I've got to be honest with you, I'm always adjusting these little meter movements here. They have the little calibration settings, and on a lot of CPIs I've seen, meters, I don't know whether it's the large ones or the small ones, I never see them right, and these are much needed, those little calibration adjustments. So I don't know who, like I say, who was supplying them for CPI, but pretty interesting. I'm glad they're there. I've had to adjust this modulation when just taking it off the shelf. However, it doesn't stick. It doesn't have like the dreaded Uniden sticky meter syndrome or anything like that. Yeah, but they're necessary, that's for sure. And I'm going to show you the back, but before we do that, there is a 9-volt battery that you put in this unit, and you turn the 9-volt battery on and off with this switch here, and that operates the peak reading feature of this. And then, of course, you have the handy-dandy little check battery. If I remember right, you have to turn the power on, and then check battery mode works off the RF output meter, and so when it's almost pinned, that's pretty much full. And we'll turn it off. As you can see, my battery's dead, pretty much. It's been in there for years. We're going to open this up, and I hope it's not all ugly inside, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the rear. All right. Crude, because it's just kind of been... I'm not really a CPI collector, to be quite honest with you. Everything that I have had decades ago that was CPI related, in my opinion, it was like Stoner. Really cool, really advanced for its day, but very, very unreliable, very quirky. It was just, I had some CP300 mobiles. I even had some Palomar Digicom 300, or Digicom, I think, 1000s or 100 mobiles, and they were built by CPI. And I just didn't like it, and I never really honestly chased any more CPI gear. I never owned a CP2000. It's pretty. This equipment, I think, is just beautiful. However, I think that the meter should have actually matched the CP2000 because I believe that's what this was supposed to go on. Could be wrong on that. Okay, on the rear, we have a serial number. I don't know what that is, if it's just 372 or if there's 3,372 out there. I don't see that many of these. Okay, SO239s with input and output. And then our little lugs here for 12 volts. Now, this requires 12 volts to light the meters. The meters are backlit, and I've had to change those bulbs before. But that's kind of interesting because it would have been nice if they just gave access to a compartment there that you could put the 9-volt battery in, because you actually have to take this apart to access the 9-volt battery, which is kind of odd, I think. Okay, on the bottom here, you have the little rubber feet that go on. And my feet are rock solid hard, and the little center broke out, and so they just fall off the screw now. So I'm going to have to source some new feet, and apparently I lost one at last time. Well, when I packed this up, I had all 4, so it's probably laying in a box somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this puppy apart and show you the innards. Okay, folks, so my other camera died, and so off camera, I replaced the old 9-volt battery, which expired 5 of 2012, okay? And there was no leakage. It's all nice and dry on the bottom. No leakage at all. Pretty happy with that. However, apparently a previous owner has had some battery leakage going on with it. As we can see, down here on the board, there's some scrud down there. And, this is why I just, you know, this is a high dollar meter. This CPI and Stoner stuff was high dollar stuff. And yeah, electrically, it's probably engineered like no other. However, mechanically, I've noticed on this stuff, it's just not there. They were cutting corners, I believe. I think they had to, you know, they had this stuff designed. They had all the PR. They had all this money out. This is in probably towards the end of the CB craze. They got to get this product out to market and make the most of it. And, you know, I think they skipped little things like this 9-volt battery doesn't need to be there. They've given us 12-volt hookup for the lights here on the back. Why didn't they just run a little 7809 regulator transistor and just step this down to 9 volts and run this circuit off that? Then, you know, it was all right there. Or possibly put in a door back here, or maybe even put the little battery clamp on the back, but they put it inside. So, you know, a guy would use this meter, set it up on the shelf. And, you know, I got to be honest with you, I haven't touched this for probably 6 or 7 plus years, and I forgot the dang battery was inside there. So, you know, I could see how this kind of damage would happen. You also need to put a piece of tape on the bottom of this battery or something on here to protect it from touching down here on the on a component. And it looks like it's been pushed down because I got a little transistor that's flattened out right there. So anyway, that's just a goofy design, just unneeded, unnecessary for sure. High dollar meter here. All right, let's turn out the light, hit the power supply. She's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The light turns on and off. Okay, like that. So, I want to test this. I want to show you guys how it works. And so I'm not gonna turn the backlight on. So I'm gonna turn the meter on itself, hit the power supply, turn the backlights off. All right, so we've got the meter on. Okay, as we can see, everything kind of wakes up. I'm gonna turn on the battery check, and we have full battery because it's pinned the scale. Okay, so we know that's good. We're gonna go to average. I've got my handy dandy old school Jackson export. We're on AM channel 20. You know, these Jacksons are not high swingers. They're not really big performing radios on AM. So let's see what it does. Let's go over here. We're on RF output on the 20 watt scale. No, on the 200 scale. Let's go back to the 20 watt scale. Look at this. Come on. Come on now. Let's fiddle with that. Well, you know what, guys? This is another video here. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a video on how to clean these pots. Okay, let's go back to testing. So we're on average. All right, and we got 4 watts reflecting backwards. Not sure if this radio actually does that or not, so we're going to check. Anyway, so we're on average. Let's give it a SWR check. We've calibrated it. We're going over here. We show some forward swing. I do not believe my dummy load is between 2 and a 2.5 on the SRW. Let's go and adjust our modulation control here. And this is dirty and slow. Come on. Let's go to calibrate and learn how to use the meter, Mike. It's interesting. All right, 1, 2, 3, and it's slamming. Boy, I'm feeling good about that. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Put the watt meter in PEP Feel Good Watts mode, and looks like we got, like, I can go into production here. We're gonna build amplifiers. Here we go. Look at that, slamming meters, everything to the right. All right, just kidding, guys. No, I'm not. Let's go to the 200 watt scale. See what we get in Feel Good. Jeez Louise. Hello. See what we get in Feel Good Watts. That meter switch needs to be cleaned. Hello, 1 2 1 2 audio 1 1 1 1 1 1. So it's swinging to 20 watts PEP. Let's see what it rests at with a dead carrier. So just under 5. I'm going to say it's probably fairly close to 3, because that's a little ways under 5. Let's go back. Come on. There we go. 4 watts. Okay, interesting. Well, oh yeah, look at this. This needs to be adjusted again. Gosh darn it. And this one too. Now, all the years that I've owned this, like I said, I've owned this a couple decades or so. And yeah, that's loose. That's why the other owner siliconed them in. So they silicone the meter in to hold the top, right? See that little bead of silicone, but not the bottom. So I'm going to have to address that situation. Anyway, okay. Where was I? What did this thing do? It dead keyed at 4 reverse swing. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Just forget. Oh, with a SWR of what? 2. Let's flatten this meter out. Come on. 3 calibrate. It's about right. Let's check it again. It says it's just above 2 on the SRWs. Okay. Let's turn this puppy off. And let's go and see what the bird says, and then we'll compare notes and shut this puppy down. Sure does look pretty though, doesn't it? That's a beautiful looking meter. Man, that's sweet. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the exact same jumper cord from the back of the Jackson to here. And yeah, I've got one of those cheapy crimped on patch cords that goes over to my dummy load sitting way back there in the corner. It's a 1500 watt dry dummy load. So I'm going to use the exact same cables, and we'll see what the little birdie says. All right, folks, so let's see here. Same radio, same coax, same bat channel. Let's see what she's doing. The birdie here says about 4. Hello, 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 hello. And it's fairly rock solid. It's not really moving at all. It's not really giving me anything. So I'm not getting any deflecting or anything like that. Let's go and see what reflect signal is. Yeah, it's just barely moving. I believe my dummy load is about a 1 to 3 with this cheap Chinese coax that I've been using for like 20 years. See that? It's about a 1 to 1, 1 to 3, somewhere in there. All right. Okay, let's go into amplifier builder feel good Wattses mode here. So you got the little blue light on down there, so we're in feel good Wattses, and the other meter said 20. Let's see what this one says. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2. So we're about 24 watts here, 25 watts, with an average talk power of about 22. Let's say. We don't need to go overboard on that. Yeah, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So there we go. So the CPI meter is, I'm gonna say, a little off, and I actually have a video lined up. We're gonna do some meter testing here in a video down the road. This is what I'm talking about, though. We've got all these old caps here that are more than likely not good anymore. Okay. I don't know if anybody's golden screwdrivered any of these VRs. Is this thing worth recapping? I don't know. It's gosh, it's a $40 to $60 meter on eBay. Now, I don't know, you know, prices on eBay right now are just out of control. They're just crazy inflated. You know, maybe if you found one of these in mint condition, you could pay up to $75 for it, maybe. I mean, I'm living in Realville here. I'm going to say, I wouldn't pay more than $75 for one with the manual. And that's, I think, unattainable. Unattainium? Yeah. So, anyway, battery check, we're on. And see, that's another bad thing. I mean, I've left batteries on because I've replaced batteries in this before. It's because I've left it on. All right, look at this. This needs to be readjusted again. The SWR meter stayed. The modulation meter is just out of whack. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, I picked on this poor little thing enough. But this is the more in-depth look at the CPI WM1000. I don't worship the shrine of this kind of stuff. A lot of collectors out there are blind to this kind of stuff. You know, it's, oh my gosh, it's a CPI, or oh my gosh, it's a stoner or a DAC or an ARF, and it's the Holy Grail. No, most of this stuff is junk, to be quite honest with you. I know I'm going to tick somebody off, and I'm probably going to lose subscribers, but that's fine. You'll come back. Maybe, I don't know. But the deal is I don't worship the altar of this stuff. I don't worship these things because, you know, they were very advanced in their day. However, they weren't all that good. I mean, the united meters of the day, heck, the realistic of the meters of the day were better quality. And I really hate to say that because, you know, this is American-made stuff, you know. But I think it was all about money, honestly. And I think they just needed to get this stuff to market. Anyway, all right. Please leave questions or comments down below. And because you stayed till the end, bonus footage. Okay, remember I was talking about that battery? How I didn't really like the way that was? Here's something else they didn't really think of. What they did is they mounted the battery clip here that holds the battery in. They mounted it to the back here with a screw and nut. So the nut is over here on the back of the meter. However, the head to the screw is right there. Can you see that? Okay. Well, when the head's there, it doesn't allow the battery to fit all the way inside the clip. So this passed engineering. This passed QC, if there even was QC. And you can't get this battery to sit in there, see? It's just not going to happen. All right. Now the video's done. Thanks for watching.